Alright, it's time! Another week. ZTGD Radio. This is episode 782 for February 5th, 2024. On the show this week, we got
What up?
Sure.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
I wasn't
Did he
even
say
quite
me?
sure you said Terrence.
I don't
Right.
I didn't make words come together like butt cheeks.
Right. I was like, that's just sound effects. He was like, all right, I'm here. What's
I'm
up?
making a new soundboard. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nice.
I just thought you were trying to impersonate an old rich guy laughing.
Oh man, it's been a week. Holy shit.
Man.
Yeah, tell me about it.
There are so many things to talk about this week. Man, it's wild. But we're gonna get right into the video games, and I'm assuming, because we're gonna start with Terrence, we're gonna talk about one of the most popular video games this week.
Yeah. Or unpopular, I guess, depending on who you are. But yeah, we're gonna talk about the Suicide Squad. Cause yeah, and you know what? Like, besides, yeah, I can't talk about the other games because I'm playing some review games that I can't talk about. But yeah, this is like the only one I can really. All right, so listen, I like Suicide Squad. I've said this on Twix. It's a live service game. But like I was telling Ryan, you don't have to participate in any of the multiplayer at all. Like when the game launches, it launches you in a private party. So I mean, you could jump right into the action, and it just launches you in the world with your characters, like your bots. You never even have to see anybody else. So for those people that don't want to participate in any of the multiplayer nonsense or the live service stuff, and you just want to experience a good ass story, because I'm here to tell you this story is good. You can play this game, single player by yourself and enjoy this narrative.
I mean, you can't until the server disconnects.
That's true. Oh my God, that actually happened to me during a boss fight. Oh my God, I was so upset because you got to start over. It kicks you and then you just got to start over. So yeah, that will piss you off because I mean, if the servers are down, you can't play, which I guess is what happened when they did the early access. Which y'all might have talked about this last week. I don't know. Did it come out last week?
No.
Damn, I can't. It's been a long week.
We ain't even got started yet. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right? Like, so it came out, and I guess for the early access people, you had to pay $100 to get the three-day access or whatever. And the servers, they had to take the servers down for like 6 hours or something crazy. Because there was some glitch where these people booted up the game and the game thought that they had completed it already. So like everything was already unlocked and stuff. So they've had a journey. They've gotten it together. I will say the only time I've been disconnected from the server was just that one time. I will say that I have experienced various amounts of bugs and glitches. I had one where you have to get back to a portal in one particular sequence, so you're like escaping stuff. And I was King Shark, and his navigation is he travels like the Hulk. So he jumps, and like he has a dash that you can do 3 times in the air before you have to land again, and you can charge up and jump. So when I was almost to the ledge where we needed to escape, and I slammed into it. I guess it was an invisible force field, and it wouldn't let me go any further. So I think, okay, well, I'll go around this cliff and try there. Nope. It like anytime I jumped or like did my dash, like I hit something invisible and it like knocked me back like to damn near the beginning of the level. And I'm like, what the hell? So I had to quit from that. So glitches like that, that happens with these live service games that they only put on the internet, but which is frustrating. But the gameplay is so much fun. And I was kind of iffy at first, but like, yes, it's all guns. There, you have a melee, which is funny because it's a melee attack, but Deadshot doesn't swing a melee weapon. He uses his wrist guns. That's his melee. So it's weird. But yeah. So the King Shark has like a cleaver. Harley, of course, uses bats and stuff, and boomerang. Well, you know what the fuck he uses. So everybody has a melee weapon, but it's mainly guns, and it's all about, just like in Sunset Overdrive, like keeping a combo high. So like your skill tree doesn't unlock different moves and stuff. What it unlocks is, and I'm probably covering a lot of shit that you're gonna say because you're the one actually reviewing this. But it like gives you bonuses to combo. So once you reach like 10 times combo, you'll get like a boost to your shield regeneration, or maybe you'll do this kind of debuff to somebody. And then the skill tree is full of stuff like that. So it's all about taking the different types of guns and stuff you can use, and the traversal abilities, which are really big, how you move about the world, and mixing that in with stacking that damage. So just firing at people, and that builds your combo meter. Like if you use your traversal thing like in air, like his King Shark's dash, that helps your combo. Like those different things will keep your combo meter rolling until you reach that max of 50, where once you get level 30, you can do all kinds of fun shit. Like there's an ultimate move for the squad where it slows down time and you can like really like just hammer on people. But I think it's globally controlled. So like if you have it and I have it, and like I use it, I'm not 100% sure, but it reads like it takes it from, it's a shared resource amongst the team. So if I use it, it uses yours, right? So like nobody can use it until we build it back up. But I'm not sure.
Are you talking about the traversal ultimate or like the melee ultimate?
No, well, do you have a level 30 character?
I do not have a level 30 character. My Harley is 26, I think.
Okay, I think you're close to. You might already have it. It's the squad ultimate, where I think you press Y and B.
I have an X and A move, and then the two bumpers move.
The two bumpers, yeah, yep. You'll get the squad. Maybe you unlock the squad one at 30. Yeah, it's the ultimate where it like slows down time. For everybody, like wherever they are, like you're moving normal speed, but all the enemies are slowed down, and you just you can wail on them. But it reads like it's a shared resource, and I'm not sure. We can test that. And I'm not sure if it like if I activate it, if it pulls it from yours, like nobody can activate it until we build it back up, kind of thing. I'm just not sure about that. But yeah, that's. Whew, I've waxed poetic. I'm sorry. I like this game. It has issues. Yes, it's a live service game. Yes. But if I have fun with it, I'm gonna rock with it until they cancel it. And I have fun with this. I think I'm not gonna, yeah, it's more fun than the Avengers. I think I liked the combat more in the Avengers because they utilize those characters' strengths more so than I think this does. Whereas this, they just kind of put a gun in everybody's hand. Whereas, I mean, they're people, that's really what they're known for. But I mean, Avengers, you have like Captain America and Iron Man and fucking Hawkeye who have specialized stuff. But I think, yeah, but I think Suicide Squad is overall more fun, I think, for me.
It's faster. It's definitely faster.
It's definitely faster. Yeah.
And man, so you're right. The story is fantastic. Like that from beginning to end, some of the best writing, some of the best visual, like you didn't even touch on the visuals. This game looks fucking incredible. Like the facial animations are off the charts. They're like,
yes.
I mean, we're talking Sony levels, like Sony levels of facial animation. Like they're just incredible.
Harley's face throughout some of those sequences are just literally laugh out loud funny. Like it's so, yeah, they did an excellent job with the graphics. Sorry, go ahead.
No, this thing looks amazing and it runs super smooth. I had one bout of slowdown where when I was in a fight and they brought a whole bunch of ads and like it chugged for a minute, but it was okay. I like the story. I don't care for the missions. Like there's like 4 or 5 types of missions. There's like collect the people. There's the take down the incubators. And they're all kind of samey. It's like the same kind of shit. So like when I got to the end, like that's the thing is like, am I gonna have a level 30 character? I don't know. I don't know that I care to keep playing after the story. Like what carried me through the game was the story. Like the missions that I hit out afterwards, no spoilers on what it is. It's an interesting concept, but the missions that you do for that stuff is just it's kind of dragging itself. Also, whoever you pick to use, stick with that person because your bots don't level up with you, which really fucking sucks. I swapped over to Deadshot after I finished the game, and I was like, I'm gonna go do some missions, and that motherfucker was just getting destroyed because he was level 1 and I was level 26. I'm just
Wait,
like,
but did you kit him out? Because he should be able to use all of your equipment. So if you have equipment that does 1,000 damage, he can still use it.
sure,
Or
he
did
can
you
still
have him with
use
his?
the weapons, but his shield, like, just it just
Oh, I
he's
got you. Yeah,
yeah,
the
he's
buffs
just
to his like. Yeah, I got
yeah,
you. I
he's
got
just
you.
getting obliterated in combat, and it's not like, and when you're
You're
on a
right.
mission, you can't swap.
Nope. Yeah. And when
So
you do
like I
those
couldn't
the
swap
in game
back
stuff,
to.
you
So
locked in.
I did one mission with him, and I died 4 times in that mission. I was like, Jesus Christ, okay, this isn't fun at this point. Like I basically have to take him through the whole game now, just to get him to the same level as Harley, which I don't find fun. They should have just leveled up the characters at the same time. I'm not going to play through
Yeah.
this game 4 times. I'm just not.
But Gotham Knights does that, right? Even though that
Yeah.
game is booty cheeks.
No.
Yes, it does.
The skill points carry for Gotham. So when you
Right, that's
swap
what I'm
over,
saying.
when you swap over
Oh
to a
wait, yeah, they
different,
do.
yeah, when you swap over to a different character, they're the same level.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was saying. That like you can swap in and out at any character at any time if you want in Gotham, and you don't have to worry about the fact that you haven't leveled them up.
Exactly. Yeah, you can do that in
Yeah.
Gotham. In this game, you cannot. And I'm just like,
Oh
why?
man, that's
And
great. That's a
maybe
crazy oversight to me.
It is.
But maybe I'm missing something because I thought they said that you could, because you could switch to any character at any time until the end game. Once you do the end game stuff, you're locked into that character once you get to a certain point, like for that mission. But you can swap in and out. And I thought that was why they didn't put level stuff on the gear, was because even though they weren't like your Harley is level 26 and your Deadshot is level 1, even though he doesn't have all the like the traversal, move and all that other stuff, he should still be viable because of his equipment. But you saying you just got owned.
I just got
Like was you
rolled.
doing in-game stuff or damn?
Yeah, he
That's
just
fucked
got
up.
rolled, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna go like grind one character so that I can
Hell no.
swap characters. Like that's just dumb. And also, I'm gonna be real honest with you, that skill tree sucks.
It do. Like because it's not giving you anything new for
No,
real. It just
it's just
it's
giving
all
you,
about your combo stuff.
and you
Like
gotta choose. Like there's
yep,
like every other level, there's
3.
like 3 choices, and then
3.
there's one
Yep.
level that's just one choice. And it's like
Hmm.
you just make that choice. And like I read, like every time I leveled up, I was like, cool, I'm gonna go use a skill point, and like I'd read through them. I'm like, all this shit sounds the fucking same.
Yep. Yeah.
Like
It's for those that are very, I feel like with the RPGs that are like really deep into the numbers of it, because it's like, well, if you take this, if you get your combo to 10, your shield boost generation will be 0.5%, but then you'll do this amount of melee damage. But if you get this one, you hit your combo to 10, you'll get health like it's like that type of stuff. It's yeah, it's
and
no,
then
it's not.
on top of that, you unlock 3 vendors throughout the story of the game who all
Hmm.
do different shit. So like one of them lets you craft weapons, one of them lets you augment stuff, and the third one lets you like, what is it, like modify tech.
Modify it, yeah.
And it's just like all of those systems, like when they introduced them, I'm like, I don't want to use any of this.
Yeah.
Like
And it's funny because all that's for in game too. Like you
yeah,
don't have to even really focus on that for the story.
you don't have to focus on anything for the story except for the story missions, except for like
Yep.
one moment during the story where a character's like, I'll let you know when I'm ready.
Oh yeah, that yeah. You got to go do
Which
something.
Spider-Man has those missions like, well, I'm gonna do this. I'll let you know when I'm ready. And then like 20 seconds later, he's like, I'm ready. I'm like, why the fuck did we even have this conversation?
I
Like,
was wondering if they were gonna do that in this, but they don't. Like I had to go
no, they did
do
it.
like a little side mission. Oh really? I just went and did a side mission. It never like triggered right after for me.
There's
Okay.
there's a sequence where you meet a character and you're at their place and they're like, go and I'll let you know when I'm ready. And like as soon
Yeah.
as I left, he was like, I'm ready.
Damn. Yeah, it did do that for me. When
And I'm
I left,
like,
I had to go do like a mission, and then when I finished that mission, I got the little thing. And they were like, "Oh, I'm ready." I'm like, "Oh, okay,
why did you make me go do it? Like, let's just do it.
right."
Like, some of that stuff is just weird.
Yeah, there's some head scratching stuff. But I mean, again, if you're playing it for narrative, just the story, like Ryan just wants to experience that, the Arkham universe kind of continuation, it's fabulous.
Yeah.
It's
No,
fabulous.
it's a solid 12-hour story. that is extremely well written. The characters are really well done. They do some really cool stuff, and they do some stuff that pissed off a lot of comic book nerds. And I'm just like, y'all just need to stop because they do shit in
Right?
the comics anyway. Just let it go.
Right.
Don't be that guy. Be like, actually, this comic here, this character could never do this thing.
Yeah.
Like, don't
It
be that guy.
it was fun. Like it was a good time. I don't know. It was a good story. Like it was fun. Like
It's
I
a
liked
great
what
story.
they did.
And if
Yeah.
the DLC, like if they when they do the season stuff with the new characters, if it has story, I'll play it.
It is. It's supposed to. Like, because I guess they're going to have story stuff on how they introduce the people that they're getting. So yeah, it's going to have story missions. So yeah,
But if it's more of that in game stuff, I don't think I'm
that's
down.
the other thing. Yeah, I was going to say that. So they are, because that you're right. Those activities get old quick. Because I can't tell you how many times I've had to get people off the little points for hack so she could hack the little things. Oh my god. But the each season they're adding new activities. So I don't know if they're getting rid of the old stuff, but they're supposed to be adding new activities. They said they're going to refresh stuff. So we'll see.
New activities would be cool. You know what also would be cool? New enemies, because
Yeah, yeah.
the same
Yep.
like what do you call these things, like blobby monsters or whatever the fuck they are? I don't know.
Hmm.
There's like
That's
different
what.
colored. There's like different colored ones, but that's about it. They have some. I mean, they have some. You've got your normal like here's the grunts, here's the
Yep.
middlemen, here's the brutes kind of shit. Just like
That's what killed Avengers. So I'm hoping they do add, because it had the same enemies, which I don't think they ever introduced different ones. So hopefully that's something they look at, because that was a big point of contention with that game, is that you were just always beating up aim robots. That's it.
I mean, you just beating up blob monsters in this one, so.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean,
But it's fun.
they do
You look
explode.
cool
They do
doing it.
explode nicely. I will say that.
They do. They
Uh,
do.
it's a good game. I think like I've got to marinate on it a little bit, and I'm trying to do some of the in-game stuff just so I can get a feel for it. But I'm feeling like a real straight line 7. Like I don't think it's great. I think it's good. So I don't know.
I can see seven.
And don't you know that nothing's allowed to be a straight line 7?
I mean that's
It
true.
either has to be the worst game you've ever played, or it has to be the best game you've ever played. It's not allowed to be anything in between.
I don't know how you can live like that.
It's hard. I'm sure, because that man.
Yeah, I don't.
Trying to think. That's really all for real that I've played. Like I said, I've played other stuff. But oh well, you know what? Because I didn't talk about it last week. I played Little Guardsman, which I'm finishing up that review. Uh, that is a very cute game. I wish Anthony was here because I think he would actually dig it. So you play as this little girl who, and it's fully voiced too, which is awesome because it adds to this. You play as this little girl whose father has a gambling problem, and he works as a castle, a gate guard to this kingdom, and he gonna go to the pub and gamble, and he needs you to cover his shifts. So he walks you through your thing, and really what this game is you sit at this booth, and someone comes up, and you have to basically investigate, and you either allow them in or you don't allow them in. So you
Oh,
can
so
ask them questions.
it's like papers. It's like Papers, Please.
Yes, I couldn't think of the name of it. Thank you. Yes,
Yep.
it's like that. Yep.
Okay.
But I think it's more. I only played a little bit of that game, but this one is more comical than that. 'Cause I
Okay.
can tell you, one of the girls, one of the sequences came up, and it was like a Disney princess, and she came up singing like her whole conversation. And come to find out, I'm gonna spoil this one. This is one out of many, just to give you an idea of how funny this will be. Come to find out, she hears like, cause she had little like spots of red on her, which that was blood.
You
Cause she
got red on
crazy.
you.
Cause she just burned down something, and she hears voices, and she wants to come in to the kingdom because the voices are telling her that she needs to light a big fire and set it on fire. So,
No,
and
that's
all
fun.
this she's doing with song, like it's so funny. Like, and the little girl's responding like, you don't have to sing it. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's a very cute game. So it's, yeah, like Papers, Please, essentially. But just with more comedy. And then you'll have like some morality stuff thrown in there. So like the one guy was a emissary from one kingdom coming to I guess, you know, get his prince married to the princess here. And but there was he knew another one was coming, and he was like, "Hey, if you don't let this person in, meet me tonight. I give you 50 gold." And then of course that person comes, and now you can either let them in like you were supposed to, or make the money and turn them away, and then actually have your bosses yell at you or whatever. So you has those type of curveballs in there too. But it's a very cute game. Real quick, like I said, it's fully voiced, which added to the humor for me because I mean, hearing it in your head is one thing, but actually hearing people, vocal artists use silly voices or whatever for this stuff, like a lot of it had me cracking up, like laughing out loud. Like it was good. So, but yeah, that's it. That's pretty much all I done played outside of Suicide Squad. So
All right. Well, we'll see what the Wombat's been playing.
Well, so I've been sick as a dog
You got
this
the
week.
Rona.
Yeah. So, but I did, I did finish Baldur's Gate 3.
oh, nice.
Excuse me. So, yeah, my save file says 88 hours, but my counter on Steam Deck says 105. The difference is, having to reload after failing in battles or, reloading
yeah.
in general. And the fact that I spent like 5 hours banging my head against a rock at one point in Act 1 in a particularly difficult battle. But that the last act, so it's crazy how much there is to do in each act in that game, and how kind of different each one of the acts are.
Mm-hmm.
The third act of that game is fucking phenomenal. Like, it's especially the last half of the first act, or the third act, sorry, is just unbelievable. It builds to a really awesome final battle, and then there are so many different ways that the ending of that game can go, depending on the choices you've made throughout and the choices you make at the end. There are, it does, similar to Dragon Age is, I guess, the best example I can think of. In Dragon Age, your the whole point of the game, right, is that your Grey Warden is trying to find enemies to fight against the Blight, right? That's the point of or allies to help fight against the Blight. And this game does something very similar, in that you, along the way, will pick up allies. And in the first 2 acts, that kind of stuff happens. Like, you meet characters, or you do missions for characters, or you run across characters along the way. And they end up either, allies of yours or part of your camp. But in the third act, a lot of that stuff really hits ahead. And so characters that you met in the first 2 acts, you have a chance to kind of finish off their little arcs. And what it does is it adds to a quest that you have starting in Act 3 called Gather Your Allies. And so you can end up with a lot of folks who basically pledge to help you in your final battle. And the way that materializes is in the final battle, you can spend an action point to call in an assist from one of these allies. And so, depending on the ally, it's a different, it's a different thing that they can use to help you. In some cases, they actually appear on the battlefield with you, and you can control them as another party member. In some cases, their help is different. I won't spoil how, but it adds a really cool element to the sort of march to the final boss and the interaction around the final boss. that really it really makes it feel like everything that you've done in the game up to that point has actually meant something, and has been, a significant. It's been a significant accomplishment toward your goal of killing the boss at the end. So I love the way they handled that. I love the way they handled the choices around the ending and the way the different companions, um, how their stories can end. I, of course, am playing it after they've added in the epilogue. So for those who don't know, one of the announcements they made recently in their patch from, I think it was either November or December, they added an epilogue to the game, which basically manifests as a get together of your party members 6 months after the events of the game, and it's nothing huge. It's just kind of a get together party 6 months later, but it the interactions with the party members that you have there, are all colored by what ended up happening with them throughout your quest, but B, not only gives you some good closure to the game, but sets up some really, really interesting opportunities, either for some smaller DLCs, or for the next game. So, I it's I was talking to Jay, who beat it before the epilogue was in place, and I told him I don't. It would feel so much different without that little epilogue at the end. So, definitely, if you haven't beaten it yet, it's good, I think, because that epilogue adds a lot to the story and also to help set up, like I said, some potential future DLCs or the sequel. So yeah, it's a fantastic game that only gets more fantastic as you play it. So I'm very, very, very excited to see Terrence, you and Anthony and Drew make your way through the rest of the game. Because I think in your guys' playthrough, you're still in Act 1, right?
We are. We're approaching the end of it, but yes, we are.
Yeah.
We are in Act 1 still.
So I can't wait for your guys' march through Act 2 and Act 3 of that game. And how much I'm interested to watch you guys play on Twitch, because obviously playing it by myself, there's a much greater emphasis on the companions, like the other party members, and their stories and the interaction with those stories, and how that sort of broadens the narrative. So I'm interested to see what the narrative is like without any of those companions. I mean, I know they're there for you guys in the camp, but you're not really having battles alongside them because you're fighting alongside each other.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to watch you guys to see how much that changes the way the back half of the game is plays out. And what I think is great is it means when any or all of you decide to play through it for yourself, you're going to get almost a completely different experience, because you'll have those companion characters, and you'll really be seeing the game through their eyes and the eyes of the quests that are associated specifically with them. So it has by far the best set of companions of any RPG that has companions I've ever played. The companion quests in this game are better than Mass Effect. They're better than Dragon Age. They're better than any game, any RPG I've ever played that has a sort of these are the companions you've picked up along the way, and you have to build your relationship with them by accomplishing the things they want to accomplish. Not only are the companions themselves the best companions that I've ever seen in a game like this, just in terms of their characterization, their voice acting, their stories, but the quests themselves are just excellent. Every single one of them, even characters that I wasn't really a big fan of or didn't really match my style of play. Like Asterion, who is like the biggest, I'll say, star character online coming out of this game. His voice actor does an amazing job. But he's not my favorite. Just because he leans a little more towards the evil side naturally, and my character's a paladin, so our in the beginning at least, our
your
our
decisions and stuff would
designs,
clash.
are a little bit of a clash. That changes over time, but even his stuff is just, his arc in that game is amazing, and his main quest is amazing too, and has like at least 6 different ways I think that you can finish it. So
Wow.
it's the one thing that I'll say is that because of the type of player that I am, I wanted to finish every companion quest that I could in one playthrough, and I was able to finish everyone's quest in one playthrough with no problems, and without any one of them getting corrupted in a way that didn't make it end up the way I wanted to.
Oh, wow.
And so if you're the type of person that wants everybody's quest to have a mostly happy ending, it's there for you. If you're the type of person who wants some people to have a happy ending and some people to not have a happy ending, it's there for you. If you're the type of person who wants to play a narrative where everybody sort of has, bad ruinous things happen to them, it's there for you. So there are, like I said, for each one of the companions, there's probably 6 to 10 different things that can play out differently in their quest, depending on what you do, how you do it, who you bring with you. It's really, I would love to see the storyboards for this game, because I don't even understand how Larian managed to plan all this shit out the way that they did. It's kind of incredible. But I know that I am absolutely jacked for whatever they do next, because this game is just a masterclass. But
Damn.
yeah, I'll leave it at that.
I have a question before you leave it at that. Don't leave it.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you're gonna have me play this game today because I didn't finish it for my review because it's a massive game. Like, when I was
It's
trying
huge,
to
yeah.
get the embargo. So I got as far as the beginning of Act 3
Okay.
on my review playthrough. But my question for you: did you ever run into the drizzle?
No.
See,
So
he's mentioned. Like, have you have
he is
conversations where he's mentioned? Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, and so at one point, the closest I got is at one point late in Act 3. There's a quest that involves the bank, and the guy that runs the bank says something like, he's talking about heroes, and he says something about the hero from the original Baldur's Gate, and then he says, or a hero like Dritz. And that's the closest that I got.
Nice.
So, and then there are some other drow that you run into in Act 3 that reference him in a way, but not directly. But no, I did not. I did not run into him. I will say, especially, so there are some references to the first 2 Baldur's Gate games early in this one, but there are a lot of callbacks in Act 3 to the first 2 Baldur's Gate games. Not to the point that it'll ruin your experience if you haven't played them, but more like, as someone who finished the first 2 games, more like, oh, that's cool.
Gotcha.
That kind of stuff versus something that would ruin your experience if you hadn't played them. But there are definitely several major references to the first 2 games as you get later in the game. So yeah, it's such a tremendous experience. I can't speak positively enough on it. It's now one of my favorite games of all time.
Damn, I'm so happy you loved it.
And
Like, that's good.
and I said this to Jay. Keep in mind that I have this much praise about this game, and I played it start to finish 100% on the Steam Deck. So
Oh,
I
nice.
was playing it at, for the most part, 800p, with the graphics options somewhat turned down, although it is pretty impressive what the Steam Deck can do with this game. So I'm not even playing it and experiencing the graphics at the highest level.
I mean, you were just trying to mimic your love for Eurojank.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. And the first two Baldur's Gate games, which weren't lookers by any stretch.
We're not.
No.
Oh man.
So yeah, which I told Jay, I said if I play through it again, likely I'll wait, because I do want to play through it again and do an evil playthrough, because there are mutually exclusive characters in this game. There are full characters that have quests,
Yep.
companion quest lines, that you can control as a party member, that are mutually exclusive in this game. You cannot get them if you get other characters, or you cannot get them if you make good choices or evil choices.
Yep.
So I want to do an evil playthrough at some point so I can get a couple extra party members. And I'll probably do that one. I'll probably double dip on console when I'm ready to do that one, so that I can actually play the game and see it in all its glory. Because I don't have a PC that will run it other than the deck, so I'll probably double dip on console for when it's time for that. But I'm going to need some time before I do that. So on that note, I started to boot up Octopath Traveler 2, because in my head this entire time, it's been next on my list. And I booted it up, and I was going to start over because I had played the demo and I had played just a little bit of it last year when I first got it, just to, kind of enough to say, okay, yep, this is an extension of the first Octopath Traveler, which I loved. So I'm definitely going to love this one. So I got to the menu where you pick your starting traveler, and I'm looking at reading their story and looking at their skills, and I'm like, I wonder if anybody's done any, I'm sure they have done any, this is the best starting character, or here's some tips for starting out. So I start reading through some articles that are like, here are some things you should know before you start playing the game, and it's explaining some stuff about strategy and some stuff about how the combat works and how the different characters work. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to wait before I play this, because I can't come off 105 hours of turn-based Baldur's Gate 3 and go straight into 100+ hours of turn-based Octopath Traveler.
Yeah, man. That's a lot.
I can't do it. I need a break. So
Play
that's
some
gonna
Ninja
get
Gaiden.
saved. Yeah, exactly. So that's gonna get saved for a little bit, and I'll play a couple more actiony RPG games, or shooters or something, to cleanse my palate a little bit between the two big turn-based RPGs. So instead, I decided that I was going to boot up Dragon's Dogma, and kind of get my feel back for Dragon's Dogma, since the new one's coming out next month. And so I booted up a new character on deck for that. First off, it plays and looks great on the deck. You can run it at high everything, basically at 60 FPS. There's no problems at all. Now, it's an Xbox 360 game. So it looks like an Xbox 360 game.
Yeah.
But it's that game is still so good. And it does so many things that, like playing it at the time, I remember thinking and talking about how innovative it was, and how many different things it did that sort of set itself apart from other games in the genre, and what a sort of breath of fresh air it was. Playing it now, it's almost funny to see all the different things that Capcom ended up reusing in Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter Rise from Dragon's Dogma. Especially and some of it is stuff that they sort of borrowed from Monster Hunter in the first place, but the way you pick up materials and gather materials and combine things and enhance things is all very Monster Hunter. The way your character interacts with the environment and the monsters in the environment is also very Monster Hunter. And so it's easy looking back on it now to say, okay, yeah, in addition to just being a really excellent RPG, a lot of this stuff was kind of a proving ground for what Monster Hunter World would end up being, which was kind of the first real free roaming Monster Hunter game. It's kind of neat playing it now. 10 years after it came out, at least.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the release date on Dogma is now, but it's really cool to kind of go back and experience it now with the benefit of that hindsight. But there are some things that I forgot about that are a little bit annoying. It's tough sometimes to get a bead on who you want to attack and to make sure your attacks actually hit. For everybody who complains about chatter in games, Jesus Christ, the pawns in this game never shut up.
Your torch will go out in the waterfall, Arisen.
Yeah.
The new one is apparently worse.
Perhaps there may be aught of use here, Arisen.
Yeah. And I'm like, what?
I know the way, Arisen. Follow me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've learned information about this quest, Arisen. None of that stuff ever bothers me. The chatter doesn't bother me. Just like people complain about, like Aloy talking to herself. Man, I talk to myself all the time, so that it doesn't bother me at all. I'm used to it.
Me? Like, my issue with the chatter is like when you play the the action RPG games where they constantly announce their attack, like in Tales of Arise or whatever.
Oh yeah, I can't do that.
Rising Mountain. Why do you have to say it every time
Slice
I use
and
the
dice.
attack? I'm going to
Slice
use
and
it.
dice.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
stop! Like, them
Yeah.
talking to each other, that's cool. But, like, damn, shut up when we fighting. Like, you ain't got to do all of that.
Yeah, that's very much a like I can learn to get away, or I can learn to ignore that in a fighting game where you got to listen to the character yell out the
Yes.
move when they do it.
Yep.
Or Berserker Barrage.
Yes. Yep.
Like,
Wolverine.
I can get past it in a fighting game, but yeah, in an RPG, don't be running around me yelling your attack
every time.
every time.
I know we joke about this all the time, but you know what game has the best sound cues though?
What?
Overwatch.
Oh my God.
You learn the sound cues.
That's true.
The way the game does the sound, like they have different voice lines for when they pop their ultimate if they're on your team or the other team.
Yeah.
And you learn to understand, like you can hear Reaper's Shadow Step, or you can hear, when Junkrat puts a trap down, and like the sound cues in that game are so good. So good.
Well, Blizzard's known for their attention to detail, so
Yeah. That is one thing that game does better than almost any other game I've played. They're so good.
Yeah, so Dragon's Dogma, I mean, there's not much else for me to talk about. It's a 10-year-old game at this point.
Dude, the Xbox 360 is going to be 20 years old next year.
It's unbelievable.
20 years old.
20 years old. But I will say, playing this one again makes me super excited to play the new one. So, oh, by the way, it's 12 years old. So Dragon's Dogma came out in 2012.
Jesus Christ.
And
Wow.
I gotta tell you, for coming out in 2012, this game holds up really well.
The Steam,
Yeah,
the
I've
the
been playing
Steam,
it
the
on
PC
Xbox.
version is the upgraded one, right?
It's Dark Arisen is the version that I'm
Yeah,
playing.
that's
Yes.
the one they upgraded where you get infinite fast travel points, right?
Yeah, the Fairy Stones. Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
That's what I'm playing on Xbox. Is that one?
Yeah.
That made the game so because I played through that game with no fairy stones. So would y'all know
Oh
that?
Lord. Yeah,
Yep.
I read about that.
I played through the original as well. So,
Lord, God bless y'all.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, just for a 12-year-old game, that it holds up. It holds up really, really well. And then I'm trying to think if I played anything else. Oh, I picked up Commander Keen, the Commander Keen Complete Collection, because it was $1.99, and so I had some nostalgia playing through those games because I played those games, not the original 3 when they first came out, but not too long after they first came out, and the 4th and 5th one not too far after they came out. So yeah, I'm enjoying just kind of going back through those and the nostalgia of the early 90s PC graphics and music. I picked up because it was $5 and I never finished it the first time and always wanted to go back to it. Kingdom, what's the game called? Hold on, I'll tell you because I'm gonna forget, and I'm gonna mix it up with a couple other games if I don't look it up.
It has the word kingdom in it. There's only 4,000 games with the word kingdom.
Right?
In it.
Are you about to say Kingdom Hearts?
No, Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Oh God, that game. Oh.
Yeah, so I enjoyed that game when I played it the first time, but I never went back and finished it. And it was $5 on Steam, so I'm like, hey, it's worth $5. I'll go back and play it eventually. So that's on my list now too. But I got plenty of shit to play between now and Dragon's Dogma 2 coming out, which will be the next major game I think that I play. That's it.
All right. Well, I think Suicide Squad was probably the biggest thing that I've played. I am playing 2 other games for review that I can't talk about, unfortunately. I'm looking forward to talking about both of them. But I downloaded Brotato. I don't think I like Brotato. It reminds me too much of Binding of Isaac, and I just never got into Binding of Isaac, I guess. Going through the indie games, I had to share that clip for that Ninja Kids, the Time Masters.
Oh my God, that looked like shit.
Yeah,
Oh
bro,
my
what?
God, that might have been one of the worst games I've ever played. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like I googled it and like it's got like 4 and 5-star ratings. I'm like, what the fuck are you playing? It's so bad.
Some people make bad games a part of their entire personality. So
man, that is like the king of bad games. Oof.
that was kind of a self-referential joke, by the way.
I mean, you like some bad games, not all.
I do like some bad games. I definitely don't like bad games like that.
Hey, I get shit all the time for my love for terrible '90s fighting games, so I get it. I'm there.
Man, he's shooting at this guy. I just want to know who he's shooting at. That's all. That's all I want to know.
That's what? That's part of the lore. You got to play the game. Just saying.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, and then you play the game and find out that he's just shooting at the sky. Yeah, because he's too stupid to know not to shoot at the sky.
Right.
Hey, you joke all you want, but Eternal Champions has some of the best lore of a fighting game. It's really good. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good. The story is a lot deeper than it has any right to be. And then I downloaded that Silent Hill thing, but I haven't played it yet, so I might check that out today.
I was curious if it was.
I can't stop fucking playing Vampire Survivors. If I'd have played this when it came out,
Oh God, I love that fucking game.
I did a run yesterday with the kazoo music, and I'm just like, okay. My son walks in, he's like, "What is this epic kazoo music?"
you mentioning that caused me to go back and play it again the other day, and I fell in a fucking hole and just played it for like 4 hours.
Oh God, yeah.
In my COVID-induced.
It's so fucking addictive. Like you do a 30-minute run and you don't think anything about it. You're like, that was 30 minutes? Like, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I think I don't know how it ends. Like I don't know how you get to the end, but like mostly what I'm doing right now is like trying to go through the unlocks and just meet all the requirements to unlock all the shit.
Yeah.
It's just God, there's so much. Like I keep unlocking characters. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna run as this character. And I ran as the chick who has like the rainbow sprinkles that go vertical.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, this attack is like OP, man. I can make it to death on almost any run now.
Yeah. The I kept getting pissed off the other day because I was playing it and I kept getting like 15 seconds away from 30 minutes and dying. And it's like, oh, you fucking motherfucker. But yeah, the game is so much fun.
Yeah, I think I've almost maxed out like all of the talent points. Like I won't turn on curse though. Like I don't like running curse.
Yeah.
Like why is this even here? Like what? I guess if you're a masochist.
Yeah, for people who want more of a difficulty.
No, thank you.
But like I just the other night because I played it a lot on my phone before I bought it on deck, and so I haven't played it that much on my deck. And I just unlocked the thing where you respawn once with less health.
Oh yeah.
So that'll make a big difference, I think, moving forward.
I think I'm probably
in my ability to get through.
I'm probably pretty safe to go ahead and buy the DLC because it's like $2 or something.
Oh yeah.
I should probably just.
It's cool. That. It's cool too. Yeah, it's cool too. It plays a little differently than the regular, and it adds a lot of stuff. So if you like the game, I would say the DLC is definitely worth it.
I've kind of gotten to the point now where like if I see DLC, I'm like, I'm not going to buy this until I'm totally convinced that I'm going to play this game a lot, or after I beat it. I'm like, all right, I've played Vampire Survivors now for like 20 hours. I think I can probably drop $2 on some DLC.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's mostly like that game I play like almost. It's like my after work. Like I'm gonna rest my brain.
IO.
Yeah, like just play some fucking Vampire Survivors.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's so good.
Good stuff.
And yeah, I'll talk about.
It's basically the perfect game when you have a half hour.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, I went on an Overwatch run of 15-1. I was on fire.
You was. Damn. Okay.
And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play till I get tilted. I ended up going 25-8, and I lost 3 in a row. And I was like, you know what? That's the one. That's where we stop. Take 3 losses in a row. I'm done. Yeah, I think I won like 10 straight. I was like, something's wrong. Something's messed up. Oh, 2 more weeks and we get the patch. I can't wait. Oh, it's only 1 more week now.
What's significant about the patch?
They're reworking the competitive system entirely.
Okay.
Is this where everybody auto heals now, like a little bit?
I think that is this patch as well. But the competitive system, if it's for those who don't play it, currently you have to win 5 or lose 15 before you get a new rating, which sucks.
It really does.
Because after you lose 5, you're like, well, I'm not going up. So like you lose all desire to keep playing.
Right, you just stop.
Yeah.
So that you don't end up losing 15.
Exactly. So the new rating system, you get an update after every match. They're also doing a soft reset on MMR. So,
I don't know what the MMR is.
Your rating, like your behind the scenes rating. So like everybody's going to kind of get a soft reset.
For matchmaking, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Got it.
So we're gonna there's gonna be some fun games for the first couple weeks, that's for sure. But it should give everybody a new rating on every roll. So I'm excited. Like this is its last chance to like not piss me off again because the last 2 seasons have been kind of terrible. So, and I wanted the only reason I've been playing recently is because like I fell in such a big gap that I fell almost 10 levels in competitive. That's how much I was losing. And I'm just like, yeah, this ain't me. I was a Masters player and I fell all the way down to Platinum. I'm like, this is bad.
So what you're telling me is you needed to get good.
I did. I ended up going all the way back up to Diamond. I was Diamond 3. I'm Diamond 3 now. On my support role.
And what's higher, Masters or Diamond?
Masters is the highest. Masters is higher. Like so, it goes top 500, Grandmaster, Master, Diamond, and then you go Platinum, Gold, Silver, Bronze.
Gotcha.
And Bronze is where the games are really something. I've played in a couple of those games, and I can 1v5 Bronze players. They're very bad. Bad.
1v5? Jesus Christ!
Oh yeah, so we got pulled into a
Which-
bronze match
yeah.
like in quick play one day, and like I think I went like 25-1.
Damn. Okay.
Like it wasn't even a
Big deal.
game. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm just gonna steal. Like I was running around as Torb with my hammer, just killing people. I was like, y'all suck.
Jesus. Yeah.
So I hope this matchmaking thing. I hope the new comp system is good because I've hated Overwatch 2's comp system since they introduced it. I hate the 5 and 15 shit. It's terrible. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. They should be scolded. I won't say fired. It's too soon for that. That's rough.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you should be scolded if you came up with that. Okay, let's talk about new releases. This week, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, we've got Eterno Blade 2 Infinity, Elisa Developer's Cut, the second DLC for Atomic Heart called Trapped in Limbo, Wombat's Game of the Year 2022.
Fuck that game.
Cannibal Abduction, which that's the game I asked you about, Terrence, the PS1 style survival horror.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it is. Like I haven't played it, so that's out this week. Jubilee is out this week, as is Resident Evil 4 Gold Edition.
The remake?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, I might actually just combine in the DLC because I still haven't bought
Yeah, the one DLC. Yeah.
that. Okay.
PlayStation 5. We're also getting Foam Stars, so get your foam on.
I'm actually excited to try to play that.
Yeah, like I want to play that too.
I will talk to you all next week when you are done playing it. Helldivers 2 is also out this week.
Nice.
Legendary Tales, Shanghai Summer, and Saga of Sins.
Wait, Saga of Sins?
Yeah.
I thought that was already out.
I don't know.
could have sworn I reviewed that.
I don't know what the fuck it is, so I can't answer that question.
All right.
PlayStation 4. Holy shit, that's a long title. The only thing coming out is Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World, Love for These Clothes of Desire.
Okay.
All right.
Those are words that I just said.
God bless you. Like,
Don't ask me, dude. I don't know anything about it. Sydney Hunter and the Curse of the Mayan. This is Xbox One. Deathly Dangerous and Jubilee.
What is Jubilee?
Don't know.
Yeah, because I only know the X-Men.
Let's
Yeah,
look
that's
it
what I was. Every time you keep saying it, I keep thinking of Jubilee the X-Man.
Yep, and I was like, damn, she got a game? Like, that's good for her. Because I
It's a
love Jubilee.
precision platformer that apparently has very good reviews.
And doesn't involve shooting fireworks.
No, I don't think so.
Stop me if you've seen a game that looks like this.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
That's Jubilee.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Okay. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
okay.
That I actually like those sprites, though.
Yeah, You know, the only sprites
That's pretty cool.
I absolutely despise are the lanky sprites. Those tall, lanky sprites. I hate that
Yeah,
look.
I'm not a fan of that. Like the Super Brothers sprite.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I just
yeah.
do not like those sprites. I'm like, this just looks not great. All right, Nintendo Switch. Oh, good. Um, Raft Survival Simulator, Clem, Town Adventures, Dungeonoid,
Clem.
CLEM, Clem. It's Clem.
Good old Clem.
Righty.
Dungeonoid 2 Awakening, Hunter X Codename T, Alpaca Wonders Why. God of Light Remastered, Yang, Invector Rhythm Galaxy, Mustache in Hell,
Mustache in hell.
Neat Girl Rehabilitation Plan. That's got to be porno. Pirates
Okay,
Crew.
so yeah, I'm just real quick. I'm less interested in Jubilee now. So let me just read the description. Challenging precision platformer based on tight fluid movement, open map layout with multiple routes, collect gems, and save animals. It looks kind of like an open map Meat Boy.
So like Celeste.
In terms of like jumping off the walls and bouncing on little tiny platforms and animals as they jump out of the water. Like it looks like one of those games that's just a real pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And I know there are people who love those games, but man, I don't play games to be frustrated, and this looks like it would be a game that would really frustrate me.
That's
I do like the look of it though. I think it's got like a cool kind of Mystic Questy vibe to the sprites.
Cool Mystic Questy vibe.
But yeah, it's not for me for sure.
I think Meat Boy was the only one of those games that I really, really liked.
Yeah, Meat Boy's fun. Meat Boy's fun in small doses. That game also frustrates me after a while.
Like, I mean, it's not platforming, but the same principle as Trials. I fucking love Trials.
I couldn't get into Meat Boy. I liked the Explosion Man and Missplosion Man games. Those were like that.
I remember those.
Those games are fun.
Back when
I liked those.
That developer used to make games. Remember them?
Yeah, right? Like what happened to them?
They made some of my favorite games of the 360. That Comic Jumper game was pretty fun.
Yep.
That was good. The one was it the Mall? Wasn't
the
that
mall
theirs?
was pretty. Yeah, the mall was
Yep.
pretty good. And then they made that.
That game was fun.
What was that Xbox One launch game with the motorcycle Loco Cycle? Is that it?
I think
something
it is,
like that.
Yeah.
That game wasn't
like that.
It wasn't great.
That's what I heard. I never played it, but I heard it wasn't all that.
I mean, I own it because I think I bought every 360 launch game. I think. Or sorry, Xbox One. God damn it! Fucking Xbox, your name. Pirates Caribbean Chronicles, Police Car Driver, City Parking Simulator. Avoid Hope. Not Avoid Hope, Avoid Hope. Just clarify that.
Yep.
Borzoi Adventure? Borzoi? Football Simulator 2024. Borzoi. Forklift Simulator 2024. Golfin' It. That's a good name. I wonder if that's a good game.
I don't know. Let's look it up. I'll be Anthony today since
Golfin' It.
Anthony's not here. Golfin' It.
Golfin' It.
Okay. Dolphin It or Golfin' It?
Golf, as in like Tiger Woods. Golf.
Okay.
Tiger Woods, y'all.
Cyber Tiger. Remember that game? That game was bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh, there it is.
You
forgot to tell me there was a apostrophe in there.
It doesn't have one on here.
It doesn't?
No, it just says GOLFINITE. Golfin' It.
GOLFINITE. Oh, there it is. Okay. So like infinite and golf.
Yeah, exactly. Golfin' It.
Play golf, level up by gear and abilities, complete challenges, and play in 18-hole tournaments across several courses on your way to become a golf pro. It looks almost exactly like a golf game that already exists on mobile. I mean, to the point that I would be incredibly surprised if this is not the same people. It's called Pixel Pro Golf, which is by Pixamo. And this is not by Pixamo. This is PMurf Games.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So it's a little different in that you don't see your golfer. It's kind of a it's a top-down golf game. You know aim your shot and pick how much power you want to use. It's
Okay.
You
I know what you're saying.
your sort of standard top-down pixely golf game is what it looks like here. I just put a picture in the Discord.
That's exactly what I thought it would look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks kind of neat if you like that kind of game. $10.
Man, there's so many video games.
There are
Man.
so many video games.
Oh,
That's true.
Prisonella DX, and finally Mac OS new operating system.
The game? Oh man.
But it's not MAC, it's MAK.
Oh, nice.
So, they can get away with that.
Hey, by the way, while I'm on Steam looking at these, if you don't already own Fallout New Vegas on Steam, it's $2.49 right now. So,
Oh, wow.
That's
just
less,
a public service announcement.
That's less than a cheeseburger at McDonald's.
Correct. That is correct. The other Fallout games, the Game of the Year version of Fallout 4 is $10. Game of the Year version of Fallout 3 is $6.59. So yeah, if you don't own the Fallout games tonight, might be a good time to buy them.
All right, it's time to do some news, and boy, it's been a week. Blizzard Entertainment has a new president. It is former Call of Duty's general manager, Johanna Faries. So there
Congratulations.
you go. I mean, but it's Call of Duty's general manager going to Blizzard.
Yeah, and I know there was some concern about the fact that Blizzard has supposedly been trying to fight off Activision influence ever since that takeover happened. So there's some concern about a former Activision person or a former Call of Duty person running Blizzard.
Yeah, I don't. Being an Overwatch player, I don't want the person responsible for Call of Duty running Overwatch. Just saying.
Yeah.
New big Starfield patch dropped this week. Apparently upgraded NPCs and some other shit. I don't know. I haven't played that game since it fucking came out.
I have not either. No.
Xbox has confirmed that Visions of Mana is not coming to Game Pass.
Oh. I mean, I'll buy it. Whatever. I want to play it. I love the series.
Age of Empires stream on February 23rd with news from Age of Mythology.
Ooh! I was just about to say.
Good lord.
Age of Mythology.
That was more excited than anyone's been about Age of Empires in like 20 years.
That reminded me of John
right.
when John got excited about, what was it?
Tropico.
Tropico!
Yeah.
Look,
that's
I love Age
there.
of Mythology, man. That was, oh my god, I like that series more than Age of Empires. So I was hoping they would go back and do it. That's awesome.
And you know what? One of my favorite games was 30 years ago.
Oh,
Populous.
Oh yeah, Populous.
I remember Populous. Populous was cool too.
Yeah, Populous 2 specifically was one of my favorite games when that game came out. I loved that game.
Wasn't that a Molyneux joint, or am I misremembering that?
What's that?
Wasn't Populous a Molyneux joint? Or am I misremembering the God games that he made?
I don't think it was, but maybe. Let's see.
I thought somebody big made that game, and I don't remember who, because it's the EA game.
Well, it was
right?
it was Bullfrog, and you're right. It is Peter Molyneux.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, I thought he did that one.
He was the designer. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, but it was Bullfrog, and I'll tell you what, Bullfrog,
Bullfrog was the shit until EA
they were
destroyed them.
fucking awesome until EA just completely destroyed everything.
They made my favorite, was it Theme Park? I love Theme Park. That was a great game.
Yeah, and I mean,
played. Go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just looking at this. I didn't play the original Populous. I played Populous the beginning. I guess it came out in '98. It was in 3D. Like, cause I remember you would walk around like you were a shaman and you could like summon tornadoes and stuff to like destroy like villages and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I did like that game. I didn't play the original though. That's wild. That was Peter Molyneux. I like the black and white games that he did.
A new data mine of Hi-Fi Rush suggests that the game is coming to Nintendo Switch and PlayStation consoles with T-shirts that were found in the data mine.
That's not surprising. Xbox wants to be everywhere.
I guess we could just go ahead and talk about it now. So, this data mine, like this rumor's been floating around for a while. Like this has been the conversation about Xbox in 2024. And then yesterday, somebody leaked that they were going to address this in the spring of their plan for games going forward being on multiple platforms, which I think that rumor ended up like kind of being debunked because the guy who said it didn't actually work at Bethesda.
Hmm.
But I don't know, man. There's a lot of smoke, and we know the saying.
Yeah. Yeah, smoking's bad for you.
That too. That's on truth.org.
Oh man, truth.org. Wow.
Yeah, this is a big conversation going on right now, and I'm of two minds of it, truthfully. I don't care if games come to other platforms. That is never, more people playing, more games, more places is awesome. What does concern me is that if Xbox goes down this road and the console is already not like it's like lifetime to date numbers, it's behind Xbox One at the same point.
Jesus, I didn't realize that. See, I don't even look at those because I don't care because I'm not in. I don't have. I just
see the stuff. I don't care unless the fact that I've invested 5,000 digital games into an ecosystem that might go away.
Yeah, that's
my concern is that Xbox gets rid of hardware and then and don't tell me I can stream it on my phone. I will never stream my Xbox library on my phone. Ever.
See, but I kind of think, because I get what you're saying, being of two minds, and I think that's a valid concern. But I don't think that they would go strictly third party because that would kind of go against being able to play my game wherever I want to. Because I prefer Xbox as my main console, so I don't want it to go away, and then I have to buy a PlayStation to play an Xbox game because I don't like their controller. So I don't think they're going to stop selling consoles. I think if anything, they're just going to be like digital only consoles, which I think that was in their leak that they showed. There's a digital only like Series X is about to come out right this year. That's codenamed along with that controller revamp and stuff.
The slide actually called it adorably digital.
Oh wow. Wow. Okay.
Which that kind of spills into the next rumor. According to Chris Dring over at GI Biz, I believe, heard at the end of last year that several retailers have started to stop restocking Xbox games anymore. PC and mobile are digital dominated, and Xbox is not far behind.
Mm-hmm. I can see it. But it makes sense too because first of all it'll save them money because they have to pay to print the discs and make the cases. But the only thing, and this is where I have a problem with this, I'm cool with digital only, but don't still charge me $79.99 if you're not printing a motherfucking case. You know what I mean? You're not doing the extra shit to validate that price. So I should see some sort of savings because I'm buying it digitally. So if they can do that, shit, we Gucci.
Not only will you not get any savings, you won't get ownership of your game. So if they want to take it away, they just take it away and say, fuck you.
This is horrible then. I don't know if I'm okay with it.
I'm just telling you, man.
I know.
The plan is that you won't own anything anymore. You just rent it for as long as they're willing to rent it to you.
Oh, 100%. And I
Yeah,
understand
see,
that concern, but
that's
you
not
can
cool.
count on your hands the number of games they've ever taken away from you.
Well, see, and then there's
For
that.
now, yeah.
Yeah, for now, but like I figure by the time
For
it's
now,
a
but listen,
problem, I'll probably be dead.
I guarantee you can't count on your hand the number of things that have fallen off Netflix or Disney Plus or Hulu or any of that shit.
Oh, sure, but
And
like
so the more gaming becomes like streaming, the more apt they're going to be to take your shit away, even if you paid for it.
But there are other avenues for finding those Netflix movies.
There are other avenues.
True.
Yep.
And
There are other avenues.
just like my video game classic collection in places, you know.
Yep. Sailing the seven seas, are you?
Yeah, that's what he said. You can find the shit. That's what he's saying. If you really want to, you can find it.
You can find it in my garage. I just don't need to keep all that plastic clutter around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a lot. It is definitely a lot.
I see these dudes on YouTube where they stand in front of like a wall that is just like nothing but plastic boxes. I'm like, Jesus Christ, my brother.
Right, like that's too much, man. Like, and they are so proud, and I'm like, that's too much.
Like it looks cool, but I would not want that. Like, it's just too much, man. It's too much for me.
Yeah, I enjoy my physical media, not just because I'm a collector at heart and I like actually having this stuff collected.
I get it. I totally get it.
But also because it means that I own it, and if I get a wild hair and I decide that I want to play Super Metroid on the original system, on the original cartridge, I can do that, and there's nothing Nintendo can do to stop me. And if I decide I want to play the original Dragon's Dogma on my original Xbox 360, I can pull the hardware out and I can put my disc in and I can play it, and there's nothing that Microsoft or Capcom can do to stop me.
I have a legitimate question.
Yeah.
Can you actually hook up your Super Nintendo to your new TV?
Oh, that's
not to my new TV. No.
Do you have a
but
TV?
I have adapters that I can use to hook it up to a VGA monitor.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of those. I got a bunch of those in a box.
I have friends that just have old school. They just have old TVs, like the old
motherfuckers carrying around those 70-pound CRTs. Man, fuck that.
Yeah, man. Like, well, it's like in their it's just set up in their their gaming room. Like that's just a station where the old systems are set up.
I mean, them TVs would kill a baby if you drop it on them.
Oh yeah. Oh, them TVs was huge, man. Like kids today, you need a team of people to move them TVs out of an apartment. Matter of fact, I can remember vividly going to a friend's house that wanted help moving, and he lived on the top of an apartment and went in and saw one of them big old console TVs, and I walked my ass back down the steps. Nope. I am not, sir. Yep. We are not going to die today. Dude, like, those TVs are way too heavy.
Dude, they are way too heavy.
A 27-inch CRT TV weighs more than like 5 fucking 65-inch TVs.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's crazy how much they weigh.
Yeah. We had a 32-inch tube HD TV upstairs at my old condo a long time ago, and getting it upstairs was one of the most harrowing experiences of my entire life.
Sure.
And getting it back downstairs when we moved, I was like, I'm just going to throw this fucking thing out the window. Yeah. Like, I don't... Yep. I'm getting it. Luckily, we ended up giving it away to somebody, and they got it downstairs. But
yeah, y'all gotta come get it.
Yeah, that thing was fucking... That thing weighed 1 million pounds. I cannot be convinced it was anything less than 1 million pounds.
Yeah, I've carried those CRTs upstairs before. That's why my knees are broken in my old age.
Yep.
Man.
But yeah, I was just gonna say. But my point is that I can also, one thing I can also do with any of those games is that if I decided I don't want to own it anymore and someone else decided they do want to own it, I can accept money in exchange for handing over the physical copy of the game.
You can find some
they want.
Some fucking moron that's willing to pay $300 for a copy of the Misadventures of Tron Bon.
Yes, correct. But I can't do that with any of my digital shit.
No.
Or if I buy a game and end up playing it for like 3 hours, and want to get rid of it or trade it in, guess what? I can't do that if it's not physical. I'm looking at you, Street Fighter 6.
Yeah. See, that's the type of thing I do wish that if Microsoft does decide to go fully digital and fully embrace this, that they have some sort of system in place like that. Either give us 2 hours or 3 hours worth of game time,
Like
and
Steam
then we
does.
can return it. Yeah, like Steam does. Or let us somehow trade a game back in to get some sort of digital credit towards something else. Because, like, yeah, I mean, sometimes you just roll the dice with games like, oh, that looks cool, and then you play it, and you're like, oh God, I wasted my money, right? And like they should, yeah, if it's something like Steam, I think that would be great, and I think that would convince PlayStation to add something like that to theirs too.
PlayStation ain't
Because
never
really, they
giving
all
you
should
your
have it.
fucking money back.
Well, they not. They not. I've had to try to get my money back from them, and that was a fucking hassle. Like, oh my
Xbox, it's
God, they
easy.
don't
Like
want to.
Xbox is pretty much
It's
it's pretty much Steam at this point. Like if you play it and you don't like it, within like a reasonable time, they usually do it.
yeah, it like a text message thing. Like you go in their little chat. Like I had to get on the phone with Sony. It's like pulling teeth. They do not want to give you your money back.
No, they're like, no, you ain't getting your money. Nintendo ain't giving you your money back either.
I've actually never been disappointed. I've never had to request anything from them. Nintendo,
Well, I
I've
mean, if you buy
usually
a game made by Nintendo, then you probably all right.
see, and that's typically, yeah, Nintendo is typically just my Nintendo machines or my Nintendo machines. Like they play the Nintendo games. That's it.
Yep, I don't need a refund on none of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Xbox is in a weird place, and I will tell you that I was thoroughly entertained on Saturday watching the fanboys melt down about this. It was one of my highlights of my weekend, just watching the stupidity of these people talk about this stuff. It's so funny. I mean, they were legitimately like having panic attacks on Twitter.
Yeah. I saw some of them like whole paragraph, and then the ones with Twitter Plus or Blue or whatever the fuck it's called, they have a whole like paragraphs, and I'm like, y'all are doing a lot.
I mean, they were in
Like,
spaces for like 2 hours discussing this, and I'm like,
yes. Like, bro, it's not that. It was never this serious.
I went,
Like, jeez.
I hopped into one anonymously, and dude, within like 30 seconds, I was like, what the fuck is this conversation?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are
Yes.
y'all are weird. You simping for corporations, you some weird motherfuckers.
I don't understand that. Like they don't care. Like I saw, and it's all the usual suspects that you see, the Tim Dog, the what's his name? Uh Tim Colt or Bruce Coltwood or something like that. All them usual people.
Colt.
And I'm like, man, whatever that nigga name, I don't know. But it's all them. And I'm like, man, y'all just you're doing a lot. The only thing they care about is your wallet. And if that once that's gone, they don't give two shits about you at
Correct.
all. Like I don't get it.
And they might
It's
send you a
weird.
toaster.
They might. You're right. That's right. You might get a toaster.
Oh shit! All right, let's move on to PlayStation. PlayStation also had a pretty big week. Gran Turismo Sport received its final patch. It allows offline saving. Of course, if you get the game at some point and there's no online servers, like how do you get the patch? It's like a bear shit in the woods kind of thing. Like, does it make a sound? I don't know.
That's yep.
Sony's invested an undisclosed sum into Carry First. It's an African gaming startup. Sony hopes to grow its PlayStation footprint in Africa. We had
That's
the
cool.
40-minute long State of Play this week, which felt like the sequel to last year's State of Play with like no new announcements from first party, which was weird. But I'm gonna be honest, Death Stranding 2 is my fucking jam. That game looks so good.
Well,
You haven't played the
I mean,
first
it
one.
looks weird.
I
But
love that first game. I cannot wait for the
wait,
sequel.
did you say you haven't played the first one?
I have not. No.
Oh, that's weird. I think it probably would be your type of game. You probably should give
Yeah,
it a try.
I would. It's on the list to try at some point, but yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like that might be a
It's
Booty
good.
Cheeks, a Ryan Booty Cheeks game.
I don't know. Is it better than Gotham Knights?
I mean,
Yeah.
yes, it is.
Yes.
It's a different game, but yeah.
I don't know. Cause see, like I went into that game like I was never ever going to play it, and then I tried it, and I like at the beginning I was like, man, this is some bullshit. Like I'm just walking, navigating, And then it's like good ass music started playing. I was like, oh, okay. And I started vibing. I'm like, okay. And then you just like walking and looking at beautiful. I don't know. It is a good game. Like you get kind of caught up in it. Like it's how it happened for me because I was like not fucking with it at all. But it actually, I think Ryan, I think you would dig it. Real honestly.
Okay.
And then Kojima also announced his third in development game, which is called Project Fizzent, which is a new
Which is
interactive
a Metal Gear.
espionage movie/film.
Oh, I thought it was a game. Okay.
No, dude, they panned out and they were at Sony Picture Studios.
Oh, I didn't see that part. Okay. I thought it was a game. All right.
I don't know, man. The Kojima stroking is hilarious to me. Like, I appreciate the dude's work, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. They really be on him.
But I'm not, like, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not trying to be, like, dismissive here. Was anything announced at that state of play that we didn't know about already?
The Silent Hill thing, wasn't that new?
Yeah, I guess that's true. I've heard it's like
A
40
little
minutes
free
long.
game.
It's like 40
Yeah.
minutes. It's also a 1-year exclusive for a free game.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. Because it's important to get free games exclusive.
Exclusivity. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that was in that show that was like I just want to know what the fuck Sony's doing. Like, what's Sucker Punch doing? I mean, we know what Insomniac's doing, unfortunately.
Well, we know what Sucker Punch is doing too. They just haven't said it yet.
Yeah, but when are they gonna say it? It's been a while.
I don't know. It needs to happen soon. I hope it's this year.
Yeah, it's been a while since they Ghost of Tsushima was a PS4 game.
Yeah, 2020 is when
was.
that game came out.
That's right.
Yeah, and
yeah.
the PlayStation 5 is on its fourth year.
Yeah, it came out. That game came out in July. The PlayStation 5 came out later that same year in November.
Yeah, so it'll be 4 years this year for Ghost of Tsushima, and we haven't even got an announcement. But like Sony has a ton of other studios. Like, what are they doing?
I don't know.
Like Insomniac is breaking their backs over there, holding that system up. Like, well, what the rest
Right?
of y'all doing?
Yeah, I have
Like,
no idea.
man.
It's very strange. It's almost yeah, I don't know. Hopefully they've got some shit to show.
You know what's funny is I saw another rumor this morning, and I don't know how credible it is. They're apparently remaking the first Uncharted.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
Why?
I mean,
have you? Well, so let me say this: that game is in need of a remake more than half the shit they've remade in the last 3 years.
True. It's like you go back and play the original. It's rough as fuck.
Okay, I haven't.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't played the.
But
any of
still,
the-
like
yeah,
at this point, like I guess I just don't understand. Like it's. Am I wrong to consider like every other game is better in that series?
I mean,
no.
every other game is better. Although I think the first one's better than the third one.
Yeah, that's a toss up. But like, if you're
I
gonna
was actually
remake
gonna say the
one,
third one.
why not remake 2?
2.
Well,
yeah.
they'll probably remake them all. And if you're going to remake them all, you might as well start at the first one.
That's true.
I mean, how long is it going to be before we're playing Uncharted 4 remaster or remake? Like that just feels. I don't know,
Years
man.
from now, probably.
Like the Sony remake factory is really confusing to me because like they're remaking Horizon, which is weird. They remade Last of Us 3 times. I don't fucking know. Dude, it's weird. It's weird. Make some new games. Like that's what you guys have been good at for the past like 10 years. Like do that.
True. Yeah.
Shit. Next thing you know, they'll announce a Days Gone remake, and then the internet will really blow up.
Oh my God, it will.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is getting its very own state of play on February 6th, so that's this week. The rumor is that there's a demo that will be available with this.
So I'm so confused. What is Rebirth?
It's
Is that
part two of remake.
Okay, that's part 2.
Yeah, this
okay.
is basically think of it as 3. The original Final Fantasy VII was 3 discs. They're remaking 3 games.
Got it.
But they're not really remaking it because it's not the same fucking story.
Right.
Dude, I don't know. I'm so pissed that they called it Final Fantasy VII a remake because it was not a remake. Anyway, your PlayStation Plus essential games for February 2024 are Foam Stars, Roller Drome, and Steel Rising.
I heard Steel Rising was good, but I never played it.
It is. You should check it out when
It
it
is
drops.
good. Yep.
It's a Souls game, so know that going in, but it's
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
good.
I like those games.
It's
Yep.
highly. Oh yeah, you do actually, and it's spiders. And it's like.
And I
super
like spiders
customizable.
too. So
Yeah, it's good.
I don't know why you like spiders. They're gross.
yeah,
This
well.
guy.
According to rumor from Lance
It's
McDonald.
also the best System of a Down song.
I mean, no, that's debatable. But yeah. Lance McDonald rumor says a PS5 and PC version of Dreams was done and ready to ship, but got canceled last minute after the Media Molecule layoffs. The PS5 version featured mouse and keyboard support and ray tracing. What we got here? According to rumor Billy Bill Coon, Firewalk's multiplayer shooter Concord for PS5 and PC is heavily inspired by Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy and is getting a gameplay reveal soon. It was clearly not at the state of play that happened earlier this week.
Correct.
Oh, no Nintendo news this week, which is not shocking because they're probably ramping up for that new console.
More than likely.
Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising is getting a DLC character in 2B from Nier. That tracks with those
Absolutely.
anime fighters. Warcraft Orcs and Humans and Warcraft 2 Tides of Darkness and Diablo are now available on battle.net. This blew my mind when I asked you guys about this. Dragon Quest Builders is coming to Steam on February 13th.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought
it was never
already
on
out.
Steam.
That's so weird. That game's like 6 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, most of the Dragon Quest games aren't on Steam.
That is weird.
So, yeah, it's not. There's not. I mean, Dragon Quest 11 is on Steam, and maybe a couple others. I don't know, but I think it might just be Dragon Quest 11. They're just not. It's not a distribution channel for them.
That's weird. What do we got here? MLB The Show got its launch date March 19th, coming to everything. Also on Game Pass day 1. Planet Zoo Console Edition coming to Xbox, S and X, and PS5 on March 26th. Destiny 2 Mass Effect crossover collaboration skins launching February 13th. Oh yeah, they did announce the Metro VR game coming to Quest, Steam VR, and PSVR 2 in 2024.
All right, so real quick, here are the Dragon Quest games that are on Steam. Dragon Quest Treasures, Dragon Quest Heroes and Dragon Quest Heroes 2, Dragon Quest 11, Infinity Strash, which is new. And then what's funny is Dragon Quest Builders 2 has been on Steam since 2019.
Which is, I think, when it came to Xbox.
Right. But Dragon Quest Builders 1 was not ever on Steam and is now set to launch on Steam on the 13th. That is it. Those are the only Dragon Quest games that are available on Steam.
That's so weird.
Yeah. So all the side games, basically, I mean, with the exception of Monsters, because that's Nintendo exclusive, but the side games like Heroes and Builders, it appears, are coming, and Treasures, but the mainline games, I'm sure Dragon Quest 12 will end up on Steam, but none of the old games are on Steam.
Dave the Diver's coming to PlayStation in April. Until Dawn is getting a remake on PS5 and PC. Another game I don't understand, doesn't need a remaster. Stellar Blade is coming out April 26th for PlayStation 5. Everybody got real horny over that game. I don't know, weird. Death Stranding 2 is called Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. It's not till 2025. Sonic X Shadow Generations coming later this year to everything. Lords of Exile launching February 14th on everything. What else we got on here? Resident Evil 4 Gold Edition, which we talked about, February 9th. And Spec Ops The Line was delisted from all digital storefronts. According to a 2K spokesperson, the delisting is permanent, and they removed it after the expiration of some partnership license.
Yeah, I was able to sneak in at the last minute and get it on GOG for $5.
I own it digitally and physically on Xbox, so I can play it, and they can't take it away from me.
They can't take it away from you.
I had to buy a new 360 this week, so that's the only system that I kind of keep hooked up from the old generation, because there's so many games that were not made backwards compatible. So, Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth peaked with over 46 concurrent players on Steam. And also sold 1 million copies since launch.
Jeez.
Enshrouded has surpassed 1 million players. Resident Evil 4 Remake has now sold 6.48 million units worldwide, which is less than Palworld now, which is a weird thing to say. Palworld is fucking... I got the numbers here. 12 million copies on Steam and 7 million players on Xbox. Biggest third-party launch on the service with 3 million daily players.
It's insane.
Yeah. Microsoft numbers: gaming revenues up 49%, content and service up 6%, hardware revenue up 3%. Xbox gaming is now Microsoft's third biggest pillar, and it's bigger than Windows.
Good for them.
They have over 200 million monthly active users.
Crazy.
That is banana sandwiches.
You know what? Thinking about the Power World thing, if nothing else from this craziness, I tell you what, the next Pokemon game is gonna be fucking fire. I bet.
I mean, I hope it is. They've really
I
been,
hope so.
Asleep at the wheel at this point.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I mean, man.
All right, I got 2 emails. I think they came from the same person, and I think Ryan knows them. This comes from Pete. He says, it's great to learn about Berserker Boy. I'm a big Mega Man fan. Really hope a new Mega Man game comes out someday, a real one.
Like Mega Man.
You and me both, brother.
No,
Me
not
too,
Legends 3. Mega Man, what are we at? 12? Is it 12? I think it's 12.
It'll be 12.
Yeah, we need 12. We need Mega Man 12. He says, I'm not really into modern gaming. Not a ton of modern gaming for me these days. I'm really into Miyo mini handheld that plays everything up to PlayStation. And I've been enjoying browsing the Pico 8 library on it. Jesus Christ, that is a
nice
snapback.
Man.
Yeah,
right.
for sure.
Also, he is a man of culture. He is a huge 3DO fan. His favorite games are Star Control 2, Return Fire, Guardian Wars, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Another World, and Flashback. Keep up the good work.
Pete, it's good to hear from you, brother. Hope things are going well for you.
He sent another email. He's in here with Terrence. He says, I really wish there was a digital way to resell games.
Yep.
Yes.
I had hoped that NFTs were going to bridge this gap by giving consumers the ability to buy and sell and resell digital content. They could even built it in a way for the publisher to get a cut of the resales, but it's easier and makes more sense to the publisher to go all digital / subscription based. For the collectors, the limited run physical seems to be the way to go. Make the physical game more collectible and rare. My brother is a collector but also an active gamer. He has a complete Wii U physical collection and is now working on a complete N64 collection. It's a hobby, but he's also a content creator. Good luck on that N64 complete collection, because those Elmo games are a fucking pain to find.
All that physical
Elmo
stuff
games?
in the last couple gens or the last several gens before the modern generations is so fucking expensive too.
Yeah. Like I saw somebody going for those Elmo games. There's two Elmo games on in 64 that are just ungodly amounts of money if you want them in the box.
Man.
And then that's what I don't like. Like I appreciate when you want to collect stuff, but when you're willing to pay like ungodly amounts of money for some fucking trash games, like I just don't understand. Like games to me are meant to be played. Like I don't need a copy of fucking what's a weird expensive game that is not good. I mean, Stadium events kind of sucks, right?
Yeah, that's my go-to is like those one-time use cartridges that they used at competitions and stuff. Where
Oh, the Nintendo World Championship cartridges.
Yeah. Like that would be kind of cool to have, but if you're kidding yourself if you think that I wouldn't want to have it so I could play that.
Yeah,
so
it's what
play all the shit that's on there.
It's 3 games, and it's like a snippet of each. It's Rad Racer,
Right.
Tetris, and Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
And it's literally Mario Brothers is collect 30 coins, Rad Racer is stage 1, and Tetris is get, 20 lines or something?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Like, why do you want that? Like, the AVGN episode about that is great, because, like, he's out there trying to get a copy of it, and then when he learns what it is, he's like, this is fucking trash, and then beats it up with a hammer. like that is like the perfect synopsis of that.
So again, I have a collector's mind. So there is some stuff that's kind of cool to say. Like I can understand the mindset that says, "Hey, I own one of 100 copies of this game."
Sure.
But I don't understand the mindset that says, "I own one of 100 copies of this game and I'll never touch it, play it, or take it out of the plastic ever." That I don't understand. I would want to own it, and I would think it was cool to say that I own it, but I would also want to be able to play it.
Yeah, it's just such a.
It's not about the value for me. Like it's not about the fact that I bought it for $3,000 and in 2 years it might be worth $5,000. It's more like it's cool that I own this piece of gaming history, and also I can plug it into my NES and play it when I want to.
Yeah, and I think that's what ruins it for a lot of people is like there are people that like I want to play this game, but I'm not going to spend $500 to play Little Samson. You know what I mean?
And that's why shmemulation exists.
That is why.
Oh man, and that's why Limited Run exists so they can bring back Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. I don't have Anthony here to groan when I say that. Oh boy, that game.
Yeah,
you can even call it a game at this point.
Yeah, it's not really even a game. Most of those CG games like that weren't really games.
Oh man, that was a weird time. I remember that time. The CDI, the 3DO, some weird ass fucking video games.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's all I got. I tweeted, but I didn't see any tweets. So y'all not doing what you want to do. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, I mean the only other tweet I saw is somebody, I think it was Iorkara, sent in a note saying,
"Oh yeah, that one."
He wanted to hear our opinion on the Vince McMahon situation. So there's really not anything new there. Like we all knew he was kind of we all knew he was a creep and a sex pest. It's been obvious for decades. I think the only kind of new thing there is the gory details of it, which are sickening to read.
Yeah.
The thing about it, the only thing I'll say about it is that, it cannot stop at Vince McMahon. Like he was the driving factor behind a lot of the allegations in the lawsuit, obviously, but the entire culture at WWE at the executive level is what allowed that to happen and allowed it to persist for decades and decades, and allowed multiple women to be victimized, not just him. I mean, you can find even the stuff that's already public about the way certain women were treated at WWE. I mean, just look up Ashley Massaro's story and how sad and tragic that is. So I think, it's not going to stop just because Vince is gone. And there's been several things that have come out. Janelle Grant's lawyer came out this weekend and said, we're already getting almost overwhelming number of women who have come forward and said that they would like to be a part of this and would like to talk about their experience, and that they're just now starting to kind of sort through what they can do and what they can't do, but that it's almost a little overwhelming. So I would guess that the storm is going to continue to unfold here. It doesn't sound like, now money changes a lot of things. It doesn't sound like that Janelle Grant's primary motivation at this point is to get a big settlement. So if the expectation is that they can just float a giant settlement offer and they can stop this from going to discovery, I don't know that that's going to happen. Depending on the money, it changes a lot of stuff. I'm not going to begrudge her if she walks away from it because she gets a huge payday, because she needs to do what's right for her after all the bullshit that she went through. But I think it's not limited to Vince. It's the entire culture there. And B, anyone who thinks this isn't going to hit a point where it's cheaper for TKO to clean house among some of the executives there than to keep them and try to continue fighting this has kind of got their head in the sand a little bit. And I know all the bullshit with Rock and Cody and all of that stuff is kind of distracting people from it. But what I would say is don't let yourself get played, because that's exactly what the attempt here is. That it's already been established that, in addition to the fact that they've had some major injuries that have changed the WrestleMania card, one of the other things at play here is they think that adding Rock to this card will distract from the Vince McMahon stuff. So don't let yourself get played. Keep your eyes on the prize if you are paying attention to this, and continue to make sure that the important stuff stays in the important stuff, because I think you're gonna have a certain segment of the WWE fan base that is going to completely let this gloss over now that Vince McMahon is gone, and I think that would be a real shame. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on the story.
Speaking of like sad and depressing, did y'all see that Laura Bailey clip that was floating around?
Yeah, man. I commented about that on Twix. I was like, damn, y'all done made Laura Bailey cry. Is y'all happy? Like, I mean, that woman is great. Y'all done made her all.
They threatened her baby.
Yeah,
man.
What the fuck? Over a video game character?
The internet was a mistake.
It was a mistake.
Like, it really was. It really was. Like, y'all are wild. Also, I feel some type of way about The Rock even putting himself in this position to be the distraction. Just going back to the wrestling thing. I already don't really like Dwayne like that. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't vibe with him no more. But, like, come on, man. Like, you see all the stuff that they got going on. You should be like, nah, I'm not going to touch none of that. I'm good.
At the end of the day, wrestling is a carny business. It's always been a carny business.
Yeah.
And Dwayne Johnson is a carny who used to work as a carny, whose dad was a carny, whose grandfather was a carny. Okay? So to expect non-carny behavior from these folks is too high an expectation. Carnies behave like carnies. So that's what you should expect out of everyone involved in this story. Which is why I'm saying people got to keep their eyes on the prize. It already pisses me off that people have been so quick to mobilize against WWE so that they can try to save Cody Rhodes' story. And they were way quicker to mobilize against WWE for some stupid bullshit storyline leading into WrestleMania than they were for the real true rot at the center of this this lawsuit. So I just hope that and I hope and expect that some of the more mainstream outlets will not let this thing die on the vine because Dwayne Johnson's going to pretend to fight somebody in a couple months.
That's a good way of putting it.
I love professional wrestling, but it is important. It is important for everyone involved with professional wrestling to call it what it is.
Yeah, I got you.
It's fun. Like, it's enjoyable. I watch it. I don't watch WWE. I watch professional wrestling. But it's pretend fighting. So it's pretend fighting that's meant to make you think it's real. And so they lie for a living. So keep that in mind when you watch people jive and dance over the next 3 months around this thing, that you're watching a bunch of people whose entire purpose on this earth is to lie for a living.
How is carny not derogatory in the year of our Lord 2024?
Well, listen, if you're a carny, it probably is.
Right? It was so. I never even thought about that. Like, I had to mute my microphone. I was cracking up like, damn, that was perfect. I never thought that's exactly what it is. Like,
professional wrestling was literally a carnival act. It literally started in the carnivals. So I don't feel bad calling them carnies because that's what they are. If you would prefer I call them professional con men, I can call them that too. But listen, again, I love professional wrestling, and this new generation of professional wrestlers, they still lie for a living, that just like actors do, right? It's like when people act completely surprised when an actor does something, quote, out of character. It's like, man, they lie to you for a living. That's what they do.
Exactly.
So, professional wrestlers are the same way, and this new generation has definitely killed a lot of the really nasty shit that was in this business. But the corporate culture at WWE, it not only allowed that stuff to happen, actively encouraged it for 40 years. So, it's not. I was shocked at the details in the allegations. I was not shocked at the fact that they happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a wild, wild world.
Man.
Anyway, if you want to tweet at us, it's at ZTGD Radio. We'll discuss anything. We don't give a flying fook. If you want to send us an email, it's podcast@ztgd.com. And also, Phoenix Down is rocking that Greedfall. First episode went up on Friday.
Game.
It is.
That's another one. If you haven't played that game, play that fucking game. That game is so good.
I tried
and
to play it.
And you can get it for so cheap.
I tried it. It didn't jive with me. My wife
Well,
beat
it's not your kind of game.
My wife beat it. She loved it. Like, she played through that entire fucking thing.
I didn't play the DLC, but I played.
I also did not play the DLC, but game's amazing.
Forward to the sequel.
Same.
I feel weird today. There's no football on. I don't know what I'm going to do with my Sunday.
Is there not?
Nope.
Oh, wait,
your life is empty.
It is. Like, I got into the mess of, we bought a countertop dishwasher because we don't have a spot for like a dishwasher. We haven't had one since we moved. So we bought one this week and come to discover like my sink faucet doesn't support it. So I had to buy a new sink faucet. So now like this has turned into a whole thing.
Yeah, it always turns into a whole thing.
That's how it works. Yep.
Yeah, so that's coming today, and then like I gotta figure this shit out.
Good times.
Home ownership, best.
That's what that is. Man.
But anyway, that's it for the show. Unless anybody has anything else, we'll get out of here. Peace, bitches.
Alrighty, and it goes something like this.